Welcome back to the podcast. This is Dan Brzezowski. You're in the No Comfort Zone. Today's podcast is all about all that crap you're holding on to and what to do with it.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
There comes a time and a place when you hit that reality check, when you realize you're getting older, you've been hanging on to a lot of crap in your life that you know you wanted to get done, and you're just starting to run out of time. I'm not saying it's a middle-age crisis or anything of the sort. I'm just saying you could be 20 years old and you get to a point you feel like you got to start accomplishing things, or your 30s or your 40s, whatever it is. And I'll tell you what, after taking the easy way out the majority of my life, trying to find an easy way to get something done, I realized that the brass tacks of it all comes down to this. You need to work your ass off and go after your dreams, your goals, your hopes, and your ambitions in order for you to get what you want and really to start earning the things in life that you deserve. But you're gonna have to work at it. I look back, and recently this No Comfort Zone took me to a place, and I've talked about it before, in Team Nanotest. Now, I just completed the 6 weeks period, so December 27th is when I started it. It's now, I think it's February 8th, I'm not sure, but I've talked about it a few times in the podcast if you've been listening. If not, check out some of the other episodes. But it's been quite a journey, so 26 pounds lighter and later, I'm in a place right now where I realized, why do I put so much effort into a certain space? It's like somebody told me, like I told my mom, I told my mom a long time ago, she goes, you're so different than the way you used to be. There was Dan before the addiction, before all that stuff, the happy-go-lucky life of the party. I just did whatever I want, whenever I wanted, however I wanted, apologized for nothing. I was just having just the best life ever until I realized that all these shortcuts that I took, they basically turned into consequences. And when all those consequences got to that point, I realized I wasn't my father's son anymore. I realized that life's way tougher when you actually have to be accountable and there's consequences for actions. And I got to this point at basically 35 years old that I just hit a wall. I hit a wall in life. That 2x4 of life, that shin to the face, just completely knocked me on my back. And when I came up from it, and I'm dealing with, all the situations, the bankruptcy, the addiction, getting out of the coma, not being able to walk and talk and all these things. There's a reason why I am the way I am today. And it comes down to this simply. I took life for granted, and now I don't take it for granted anymore. So my level of intensity is a lot greater than others. I'm not saying than most. I mean, there's like a Goggins out there. Like, come on, man. Like, that is one of the most intense dudes on the planet. Like, the dude's angry for being born, I think. Read his book. I respect him a ton, and he's internalized all this pain, and he put it into basically serve in greater good. And the guy's just a beast. He's a unique human being. He's one of a million, one of 100 million. The guy's just that out there. Now, am I that level of intensity? Absolutely not. But I do realize this is my life, and if I want to start living my life, I better start getting my shit done. And what it comes down to is what fuels me? The book I never wrote. If you know me, I've been talking about this book forever and a day. I've had 2 publishers come into my life wanting for me to write my story out and put it out there. But when it comes time to the time discipline and the time management and just having the time to write a book, I come up with excuses. I could have written a book 10 times over if I just got more discipline in it. So I haven't done that. And that's the crap that I carry with me, that I'm realizing, I got to do something else in my life right now that I can do, because I got to feel that sense of accomplishment. If you're in your life and you're starting to feel like, I'm just a little depressed, I'm falling a little bit behind, I really don't know where I fit in, and all these things start to come your way, you need to go to Dan at the No Comfort Zone. Talk to me. Let me send you the blueprint, and just take the blueprint with whatever crap you're dealing with right now. Throw that crap onto the blueprint and start making the life that you want. It's just that simple. I'll shoot you a video that explains to you how to use it, where to apply things, look at whatever adversity you're facing right now, throw it in the blueprint so you can start to develop some sense of intensity. Because the only way you're going to make up for lost time is pick up more ground, is you're going to have to get more intense. You're going to have to work at it. Listen, in this challenge I just went through, 6-week cut period, and I'm still in my own no comfort zone. Now I'm just going up with my part, the fitness part I was working on, but I got more mentally out of it. I got more community out of it. I got more spirituality out of it because I got up just a little bit earlier. I worked a little bit harder. I got a little bit more uncomfortable. And after 6 weeks, I got results that I was looking for. It's funny how that works out. Whatever you put in is what you get out. But the crap that you're holding on to is the stuff that you haven't done yet. This program I was in a long time ago said, if you want to start to find happiness, finish cycles. If you start something, finish it. Something so simple as making your bed. Marine boot camp. First thing you learn how to do, man, get up early and you make your rack perfectly. Every morning, every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. You get up, that's the first task. The next task is you complete your rack and you make sure it's good to go. Ironically, later in my life, I'm in rehab. First thing I had to do when you get up, you have to straighten up your room before you leave your room. You have to, before you go into the shower and do all that stuff, room had to be dialed in, just like in the Marines. Funny, we're left to our own devices. We get to a place in our life where we don't necessarily, we can do whatever we want. We're free. You go to work, you go to have your drinks, you go to date whoever you want, you come back to, you can do whatever you want. You can sit on the couch. You have choices. And those choices that you make are going to be what's going to define you as who you are. Most people get to a point, they think they've arrived, they've got the job, they've got the family, and they go on cruise control. And that's when you lose it all. I know because I'm speaking from experience. Not once, but twice. And I'm not going to lose it a third time. So the big word now is woke, right? Super Bowl just went by and there's a lot of woke people out there. And no, there's a lot of people that are not woke. There's a lot of people still that I look at them and I'm like, man, if you could just apply a little bit of intensity, you wouldn't be having the same conversations you'd be having with me all the time. There's many people that I know, and recently more so, a huge space of people that are pursuing their goals. You definitely, I'm telling you, if you're a listener to this podcast, and if you're not hanging around people who are going after their goals, you're hanging around the wrong group. Find people who have goals, get with those people, help them with their goals, and they're going to help you with theirs. It's just the way it goes. Carrying all this crap around makes you feel unhappy. Carrying all this crap that's undone, all this unfinished things, it doesn't make you feel like a man. It doesn't make you feel good. It's time to start living in accomplishment. So take all that crap, use it as a fuel, as an energy to drive you to become a more intense individual. It's nobody's fault if you're going to sleep in. It's your own fault. But what's going to wake you up? Pain is going to wake you up. Being uncomfortable is going to wake you up. And when you start waking up before the alarm clock, when you start showing up on time to your shower and you get out of your shower on time and you show up at the coffee pot, your meditation, your workout, you show up to work on time and A-level ready, your life's going to change. Everything's going to start to formulate the way that you want it to. It doesn't happen one day. One day is just kind of odd and awkward. 2 days is kind of like, well, this is a little uncomfortable and unfamiliar. When you start doing it for weeks at a time, it starts to become habitual. And when it becomes habitual, then people start to take notice because you're not changing. Then your reality will change around you. And that's what it's all about. When you change because you have enough intensity inside of you, then your reality changes. And then the people's lives around you, their reality changes. And that's when you make the difference. That's when you make the impact. That's when you have influence. And it doesn't need to be thousands of people. You need to have influence for your kids, your wife, your coworkers. Wherever you go, you want to have that influence, but you have to know when nobody's watching what you're doing. Are you the person that you want to be, or are you the person that you talk about? Today, I'm woke. I'm never going back to the coma. I'm never going back to average like I was for 10 years. I'm not going backwards, and I've been doing this for 3 years. Certain areas of my life I pay more attention to than others, but it's a very exciting time to be me because I got out of my comfort zone. I'm using that fuel, that stuff that I haven't got finished yet in my life. Really uncomfortable. I'm using that fuel, and guess what I'm doing, folks? I am finding my purpose. And that's what this is all about. That's what you're all about, is you got to get it so uncomfortable that you start to live your life on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.